rage. Don't waste it on me. Spite. Life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Don't waste it on me. Spite. Life's telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Life's telling you, don't waste it on me. You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Something's wrong, I feel it circling like vultures around my brain. Couldn't see the danger in your eyes. Draw me in, got me spinning now like water to a drain. You were perfect till I realized you hadn't shown your face. You sing a pretty song to drag my heart along, a siren serenade. You're ringing out to pray. Your love's a wreck and you know it's wrong. I was deaf to the ringing bells, wanting me to break, deafened by the sirens' soothing lies. I can't leave, I am in too deep, been sinking for a while, prisoner to the same thing I despise, devoted to a fate.
I'm gonna guess rectal cancer. So
Right.
uh,
So no,
if someone comes up to you
Yes.
and basically needs you for something, and you're
Yes.
like, listen, I can't right now. My aunt is dying of rectal cancer.
it just ends the conversation.
No more questions will be asked. Yeah, that's the one you can go, because they're not like breast cancer or something else. They can be like, oh, I have the empathize. You'd be like rectal cancer. They're just like, I'm out, peace out,
Right.
and like so that's the perfect one that you go with.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. And we're live, by the way. So, hello, everyone.
Hey,
What's
so everyone
going
got
on?
that one for free.
Don't walk away.
Hey,
Don't walk away because
yeah,
it's a rectal cancer. That
that
doesn't mean
was
you.
a bonus
Yeah.
for everybody.
Right.
That if you need to uh, make an excuse and you need
Get
to
out of a
use cancer in
conversation.
the excuse, rectal cancer is a good one to use if you're just trying to get out of a situation quickly and not interact with other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, you know,
I've never used that one.
I mean,
so
I don't know if it would work.
Right. You know,
Yes,
that
I
makes
do.
that
It
makes me
definitely
think.
works.
It's like I don't know. Is it like I don't want to get on too much of a tangent, but like I find a lot of shit funny, as do you. I know that. We like
Absolutely.
things I probably shouldn't find funny to today's standards, I still find funny, and because I believe there's humor in everything. It holds up a mirror to the absurdity of life,
The world
right?
is a terrible place. You
It
might
is.
as well find humor in it.
Might as well
It's
find humor in it, right?
tragically awful.
So
It's,
this is-
it's hilariously terrible.
Right. So this is my personal philosophy as well. So like what was I gonna say? So things like, you gotta think about, oh, well, what if you're doing that to someone who had rectal cancer and almost died from it, right? Like,
Right.
they'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I get that. Of course, we wouldn't wish that kind of ill upon someone, you know what I mean, kind of thing. But like someone who doesn't have a direct personal connection to it, if someone did that to me, I would find it funny. I don't know. Does it make me bad?
I am just saying, objectively, as
Yes.
a matter of course,
Yes.
if you, as a human being,
Yes.
if you say, my aunt has rectal cancer, people stop asking questions.
Right.
That is all I am saying.
It ends
I
the
am not
conversation.
making a moral judgment.
I see
on
what
that.
you're saying.
I am establishing a fact pattern. Okay? That is
Excellent.
what I'm doing.
Okay, very cool.
So
Very
we
cool.
don't need to like go off into moral philosophy here. This is just more if you want to get to B, this is what A is.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing.
Right. Got it. Nice.
We haven't even gotten to our first question yet.
Oh shit, that's right. We're here to answer questions. Hello,
Yeah,
everyone.
yes. We have some.
We're here.
Hey, everybody.
We're here to answer questions. Green Pants joining us as always. Green Pants, always a pleasure to have you. You are
Always a
moving up in my
pleasure.
Rolodex. I mean, your popularity has been soaring with the viewers. So
Yeah, I mean,
have,
the fan mail has been
it's been substantial.
it's been difficult to just get to everybody. I want to reply to everybody, but
It's hard.
I have a family,
Of course.
Um,
I mean, you could take this opportunity to
uh,
give a blanket, kind of show a thank you and show of appreciation kind of thing,
thank you.
Yeah.
To all
That's great.
everyone that wrote and the kind things that you said.
That was sweet.
Was it?
That was sweet.
You think people bought that?
It was sweet.
Or no? You cut this, right? And now we just like, will that go out later? Or
Yeah. No, we'll clean it up in post. I mean, it'll be
Okay, cool, awesome. Okay, first question.
first question. So yeah, for those of you not familiar, we're going to answer 5 questions today submitted by our viewers, and we're going to get into it, and we're going to give you our opinions, our non-professional opinions, but here they are. So take that with a grain of salt. All right, first one comes from Ted from Abilene, Texas. Ted says, it's
Right.
my 9-year-old's first season playing tackle football. He loved the first few weeks of drills and conditioning. Today was the first day with helmets and pads and light hitting. He said the helmet was uncomfortable. He hated the mouth guard. His coach had them do all conditioning with the mouth guards in and said he had a hard time breathing with it in. Now he wants to quit. Should I let him or make him finish out the season? Ted from Abilene. Force your kid to play the sports
Oh.
ball.
Ted. Okay. Great. This is an easy one, Ted. It's your 9-year-old's first season playing tackle football, and he's not, too psyched about having to wear pads and stuff a rubber thing in his mouth that makes it hard for him to breathe and try to ensure that he doesn't shatter his own teeth. I don't know, maybe at the tender age of 9, he's already realized that he doesn't really want to be repeatedly concussed. And he's kind of come to that realization early in his life, that at least until his brain plates confuse. Okay, so it sounds reasonable to me, is all I'm saying. I mean, should you force him to finish the season? I guess what I would ask you is it your goal to be a fucking monster? Because if not, then let him let your kid choose the road with less inevitable brain injury.
Here's my thing though. Like, Like the thing I'm on the fence about, and I know we have different opinions about sports ball. My thing I'm on the fence about is like they haven't done real full contact yet. So I would
I mean, I
say,
don't have a strong opinion either way, really.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
if he did the full contact and said getting hit is scary and horrible, absolutely let him quit. You know what I mean? But he hasn't gotten that phase yet. He's just bitching about how the mouth guard feels. Seems like a weird reason. He might have it. He probably has another reason beyond that. You know. But regardless, if he doesn't want to do it, don't make him do it, right? I think that's
right.
my general sense.
Well, okay. For, the the uh, the tackle football thing aside,
Right.
I just think introducing kids to tackle football and it's just uh, um, it can be uh, uh, you can get really really hurt. And so, uh, but as far as letting your kid quit, I would say like if you sign up for karate lessons and you have to sign up and you're going to do it for 8 weeks, and after the first day feel like your kid doesn't want to do it, um, you know, I think you might try to push a little, but I think if you force them to work out do out the whole thing, especially if they're hating it, I would think that would breed resentment and stuff that
Yes.
like would be hard to. I just don't know if it's worth it. Like with the lesson, be worth it to be like, yeah, you really should stick with what you committed to,
Right.
kind of
And
thing.
and he's gonna quit eventually anyway, right? Because eventually he's gonna get so
Right.
frustrated. Once he has his first game and gets hit for real, he's gonna be like, "F this," you know.
Right.
So that's fine. But the thing why I was kind of saying I was on the fence before is I am a huge advocate of all kids playing some sort of team activity, team sport,
Oh,
team
okay, I get
like
that. Yeah.
gymnastics, karate, taekwondo, soccer. Football's a tough one because again the injuries, the concussions. I mean that's a tough sell
Yeah,
to try to set a kid
football
that
is
young
just
in
not.
football.
I don't think kids should not be playing tackle football. That's just my
I
own
agree.
thing.
But I'm
Rest of
torn
the sports,
because like if the
whatever.
kids don't play, then you're not going to get where's the next generation of professionals. You know what I mean?
I don't know. And then
I
we wouldn't
know.
have football, and then my God, where would we be?
All right, all
Maybe
right.
we just didn't have that sport anymore. That'd be awful.
Yeah, but that's the
Um,
deal I would make
yeah.
with them, Ted. I would say, look, it's like, look, you made a commitment. I understand you're unhappy, and I'm willing to let you out of this one, but I want you to pick something else that you're going to do and stick to for the season. You know what I mean? And then find one of
Okay,
those
that's
other
fair.
activities or sports. Either, like I said, there's tons of options, right? Like soccer is a very popular one these days
Right.
because
I,
it's
I
active. You're running around. It's team dynamic. Very important for kids. I feel very strongly about that.
a lot of that is a lot of times the first one that you will start with as
A ute.
with a child, and what you can't really do much about though is if your child is the one that after the coach lines up the cones, your child is the one in the tree, um, and then you get your child out of the tree
Right.
and you get them back over to the cones,
Were,
and
were you the child in tree?
they're both of my children were in the tree.
I see. I
When
thought
we
you were. I thought
attempted
you were
to
in the tree.
have them. No, my parents didn't. No one even put me on a field to play to do the soccer, and I don't. And that
Explains
was
a lot.
actually, I mean, I know I did baseball and stuff,
Okay, you did
um,
something. That's good.
but yeah, the whole like everybody being into soccer, I think that didn't start until a little bit later. I don't know, um, but
I did soccer.
yeah,
eventually.
like my kids absolutely zero interest in
Yeah.
doing soccer. But it's like I'll just sit here, and like and then with baseball, that also was like started to become zero interest. So you reach a point where if they don't like they're getting no enjoyment out of it whatsoever. It's like that they're basically asking you like, why are you punishing me? Like making me do
Right.
this.
Like, what did I do
It's
wrong,
like-
Father? What have I
Right.
done, and how may I make
You know.
amends?
I mean,
Oh, Father.
I get my kid did 2 years of little league and did not like it, so I think I feel comfortable being like, yeah, it's a nice thing. Esports, one day he's gonna be in like Konami Arena somewhere in Seoul, South Korea, and
Owning
he
everyone.
is going to just everyone is just going to
Destroy
get pwned.
the competition.
My because I've gotta hope that these hours are going somewhere into something that will
We have to hold on to that hope.
benefit him,
Yes.
if not also me as
Yes.
well. It'd be great if he could just start contributing to the family finances.
Yes, that'd be wonderful. Yeah. I would even esports I think is okay, right? Because the growing popularity and
Okay.
stuff. But like I said, all kids should do something. Whatever that is can be that up to them. But I do think he's also Ted. I stick with my advice there. He did make a commitment, but again, if he's unhappy, give him an out. But with a condition, say, hey, just pick something else, and I'll support you in that. But just finish it out through the season.
Yeah, because there are sports where you can get exercise and stuff that do not require. Actually, football would be the only one that requires you to wear extra padding that makes you hotter. You have to
Uncomfortable.
you have to have the mouth guard in
Have
because
to.
you're literally making contact. So it's like for a kid to not
Bite your
want to
tongue
do
off.
that, that's not unreasonable. I think if you're not, I mean, because it's like I cannot imagine my kid letting the mouth guard stay in his mouth for longer than a half a second. It would just be I don't want that in my mouth.
Right.
No, you've got to.
You've got to.
No, it's like, yeah, you got it.
We're not getting anywhere with
Okay,
this.
you gonna do this? Yeah. So no, go and talk to the coach.
Yeah.
What? Like, yeah, this is not even. I can't. It's a situation that is impossible.
Oh my god. Yes. And then soccer, the worst. They get shin guards, and you got the cup. You got to protect the jewels. So.
Yeah, but that's still in terms of like the amount of gear that you have to get. It's not a lot.
Minimal.
So.
Love
No.
shore goalie. Yeah. So Ted, hopefully that helps. Good luck. Don't force the kid to do anything they want to do. Encourage him.
Have
Yes.
your 9-year-old playing tackle football. Come on.
Strongly encourage and support. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's a tough thing to tackle
I
football
don't know.
for
I mean,
the
maybe
kids.
maybe
It's
it's
like
maybe it's a weird thing, but yeah, I just think to me, yeah, tackle football, like starting it's just like, yeah, if it just went away, I'd have no problem. We can replace it with cricket. We can replace it with bullfighting. Something.
Yeah.
Just
even bullfighting, the most
save
horrible
our
of events.
children's skulls, please.
Yes,
You know.
I got my wrist broken playing tackle football, which is in school.
And yet
It is
you advocate.
dangerous. Yet I advocate for it. I do. I advocate for a sport. Doesn't have to be the tackle
Okay,
football.
which is fine.
Advocate or a team
Or
activity. I'll even be more particular. It
activity.
doesn't have to be a sport. Team activity. Yeah, got to work with other people.
What about D&D?
Sure. D&D club. I'll go with that. Yeah, sure. I would prefer.
Okay.
Again, I think that like I think kids need to be more mobile. And a little active.
Is- One
Physically
thing I
active.
did find
D&D is a good
surprising
fallback.
was at the middle school
Yes.
here, D&D is by far
Biggest
the
club.
most popular club.
Fantastic. I love that.
Like by far.
I love
Like
that.
in terms of like they're like, oh, we need to get the bigger classroom and stuff. Like there's more kids want to do that than like art.
Nice.
Which is like
That's
'cause
awesome.
art, like I mean they do art in school, but there is like an after school like art club,
Yeah.
and like
Well, that's amazing because it's interactive. You know what I mean? The
D&D.
kids are sitting together
Yeah.
and they're working together for a common goal. It's like I love that. It's like
yeah, it's just to me it's just amazing that because
Yeah.
it's so normalized now that it's like, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's of course you do that. There really doesn't see like I really think there's almost like zero stigma at least because watching
Right.
these kids are 12, 13 and are basically like it's the most popular club.
right. I mean,
it's-
I was horribly
you know.
mocked when I played D&D as a child.
Yeah,
horribly.
absolutely. Yeah, you just never. Yeah, you couldn't tell anybody. It was you
keep
just
it on the down low.
You had your dice in a little bag, and all your
And you found your people. You eventually figured
Right.
out who your people were, and then you
and then
bonded
you
with them. And
agreed
played.
at a certain time to come to someone's basement,
And
sit
then
at a card table,
You let it all out.
and then you let your freak flag.
Your
fly.
elven fighter ranger is then
Right.
comes to life. Right.
Yeah, your Vorpal sword.
That's right.
You line up your cantrips. And,
That's fantastic. Super J's telling us here her kid started hosting poker nights with his friends.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
And
Social.
I can absolutely see that.
I can see that actually. We
Super
can see it.
J's
Yeah.
young. Is he? Are they doing it for money?
I hope not.
But
Just
I'd
hope,
be curious.
Super J, just make sure he's not hustling his friends. It's like friendly
That's what I'm
games,
getting
you know,
at.
or play for
Right, because if he's
play for
hustling,
nickels,
make sure
like
it's not his friend.
right,
Like make sure it's strangers.
play for
Gotta
nickels
hustle
or
strangers.
something. It's like, my God. But she says the benefit is they don't they keep their phones down for hours while they're playing, which is huge win. You know what I mean? You have them focused
Yeah.
on a group activity, or interacting with each other, no screens. It's like that's a win. That's a winning activity right there.
Oh, totally.
You know? Oh, $2 buy-in, she says. So that's not bad.
Like we do that with
Can you sell an item of
Taco
clothing
Cat
for an extra
goat-
$2?
We do it with Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Which
Taco
is
Cat
also a
Goat
card
Cheese.
game, and then also just regular playing like I've taught my kids hearts, spades.
Nice, awesome.
Like not like really poker or any of those things, but
Euchre?
more just like
Teach him euchre?
No, I don't know that.
Michigan, it's a Michigan game. Yeah.
But there's like rummy,
Rummy.
gin,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So, but
absolutely.
that's why one of the reasons we have family game night, because it's like
Awesome.
there's no screens, and it's like
Awesome.
you get to see Dad just crush everyone at Jenga.
The Jenga master. Behold the tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, exactly.
Plink.
Having understanding what the stress points are.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. All
All
right.
right,
So
we
Ted,
got a question.
we gotta go. Yeah, we gotta go on here. We got Ted. Hopefully you got the gist here. Okay. Next one comes from Sandra from Overland Park, Kansas. Sandra just started dating a guy who seems perfect, handsome, good job, fun. But I quickly began to see a narcissistic side. He regularly posts glamour selfies of himself on social media, incessantly brags about his accomplishments. What really gives me pause is that he leaves 1-star reviews at fast food restaurants, convenience stores, barbershops, and other small dollar transaction stops. I fear he has a vindictive side. Am I being too judgmental?
No.
Right.
Okay, Sandra.
Those are all the asshole
the
signs,
hu-
right?
The human entity
Yeah.
that you have just described is the ultimate personification of a fucking red flag. Like he's literally a person that is constructed out of red flags. Glamour selfies, and he's bragging about his accomplishments.
What is? I'm gonna
Like,
show
the
my
man
age
still
here.
lives in-
What's a question? What's a glamour selfie?
I'm assuming it's when you take a picture of yourself
Yeah.
and
Selfie.
then apply filters to it
Oh,
or
filters.
whatever sort of
Okay.
stuff in order to make it, basically photoshopped or whatever.
On
or
the
not- or
Instagram.
basically just, but it's like,
On Insta.
yeah. So, and he's bragging about his accomplishments. It's like, dude, if the man still lives in Overland Park, Kansas, I think it's pretty safe to say he has not accomplished a lot. Okay, but no,
And
honestly,
there
what
it is.
What, yeah, I have to make fun of the location.
At least once.
That's at least once, always. But this guy is a narcissistic Midwestern douche blanket, and my feeling is, it's like he is the type of person that takes out his petty grievances on the people who can least afford to endure
Correct.
his
Petty
bullshit
grievances.
privileged tantrums.
That I agree with.
Like the like restaurant workers, retail, like that's the demographic that can absolutely least afford the consequences of you being
Right,
a
a
serial.
dick,
I
right.
mean, just an absolutely petty piece of shit.
Right.
Like,
But I'll ask the question. But I'll concur that makes you an asshole. But does it make you narcissistic?
no, I'm
I'm
saying
questioning the
this-
diagnosis.
glamour selfies and bragging about his accomplishments.
I guess.
That's the narcissism.
Yeah,
I mean, glamour. I mean, like
fair.
to me, yeah. There's someone that is basically like,
Make the ducky
I-
face. The ducky face. Fish face.
yeah,
What the kids do these days.
Yeah, but I would say, yeah, I mean, absolutely narcissistic fits. Like he's,
Okay.
He's a guy who takes glamour selfies, who kind of gets off giving 1-star reviews to people and making himself feel big and powerful.
That's fair.
Like
That's fair.
that's like
Yeah, all right.
elevated
I'm-
self-importance.
I'm back
I mean,
around. I'm
you
back
know,
around to it. Yeah.
I don't. It's not necessarily the
And
but,
there's no question the guy's
I think we can
absolutely an
say
asshole.
Not a great
right?
guy.
Yeah.
Like, can we agree on that?
Yeah,
I mean,
you always
but-
the key evaluator of someone's character is that you look at how they treat those less fortunate when no one's watching, right? Or
Yeah, I
worse
think
when
we-
someone's watching if they still do it. right?
Right.
Then that's even a bigger
But, like,
flag.
the 1-star reviews is a very good indicator right there. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about like a system to just to tell you. Is this the kind of person that has petty grievances?
Right.
Yeah, I just gave that motherfucker a 1-star review.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Right.
Like, yeah, Uber
sure.
driver was late. I get 1 star.
Right.
It's like, that's
Absurd.
really gonna mess with that guy. Like, it
Right.
screws with like
His
his
livelihood.
whole life.
Yeah.
You know, you're messing with his livelihood because you're mad that his car had a smoke smell in it or
Right.
something.
And
It's
the fast
you know,
food
whatever.
restaurants, it's like you know what you're in for when you go to fast food. So
Right.
unless
You
people are spitting in your food, I don't know. Like, what conditions would a fast food joint not get get this star versus this star? What kind of experience would you really have to have from
mean,
your expectation level?
Well, I think any restaurants in general,
Mhm.
with in terms of restaurant workers, like where
Yeah,
you're,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, you can if a restaurant itself is bad and you don't recommend it because you give, I mean, that's one thing, but just the person having it be like, especially for a single person that, especially for something small, I think it's, yeah, I think it's petty to
Yeah. And
I think it's a really huge red flag,
no,
like
for sure.
of the type of person they are in general.
Yeah.
To be like, nope.
Right.
Like I can cross them off the board.
Right.
You know?
To go out of your way to review something so petty and insignificant in your day. You know what I mean? To go, oh, I went to the
Right.
dollar store because I needed a USB key or something, right? And
Right.
the guy took 5 minutes to get to the register. I don't know, whatever. If that really impacted your life that much and you had to go out of your way to do a review, it means you're an asshole. And here's the other big thing. If you just started dating, he's currently on his best behavior. So what does that
Right.
tell you?
Right. Because it sounds like these 1-star reviews, like he made sure you knew that he did it.
Right.
It wasn't like it was something that he did that he had some shame for, but was just like, yeah, I'll get that motherfucker. He was basically like, yeah, look what I did, haha.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah, walk away.
I took a piss on the student, his livelihood, right? Basically is what
Right.
did, you know?
Like, yeah, he's, because, who cares about him? Yeah.
Sandra,
this,
go with your gut in
so,
this case.
are you being judgmental? Yes, but rightfully so, because he deserves to be judged, and I judge him an asshole.
Get
And,
out of Dodge. Bump bump. Yeah, get out of there, Sandra.
yeah, I think we covered that.
I think we did. Hopefully that's good. If anyone, everyone, welcome who just joined. If you got any input on any of these, please feel free to hop it in chat. We're gonna hop on to question 3 here and see who else needs our grievous need of assistance. We're gonna see who needs help here. So let's see.
Who's in grievous need of assistance?
Rachel
Okay.
is in great need. Rachel is from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Even though it doesn't end in an A, I will pronounce it as Missouri. But she says,
You sound idiotic when you do.
like, thank you for that. That just boost of
you know.
confidence. So,
I just like it,
Rachel says, my mother-in-law wants to name my future baby daughter, and I'm uncomfortable about it. I think we're done. I don't have to read the rest, but I will anyway. My mother-in-law
Man,
wants
these
to
people.
name my future baby daughter. She told me she's always wanted a daughter named Alice, but she's only had boys. She always speaks about my future
Okay.
baby, referring to it as Alice. She's calling the unborn baby Alice, but I really don't like that name, and I don't know how I feel about my own baby having a name I didn't choose for myself. I feel as if I were to tell her no, she'd feel as if I betrayed her. Should I find middle ground with her?
Why?
Like maybe using it as a middle name? No, Rachel, no.
Okay, Rachel. Okay, if there's
Please
one
explain.
thing, okay, if there's one thing that I know really well is that you can never argue with insanity. Okay, you can at best you can maybe dismiss it. If your mother-in-law is going to feel actual betrayal because you do not want to give your daughter the name that the daughter she never had didn't have.
Right.
Like, I'm
What does that
sorry,
even say?
the cheese has slid all the way off her cracker.
She's-
Like, that is crazy. Like, that is, I mean, also, why is this your battle to fight? Like, where's your husband in all
Thank
this?
you. I
Like,
was about to
don't
ask
even
that. Where's the
understand.
husband?
Like, I mean, a common law, I think, that has been handed down since the dawn of relationships is that when you're in a relationship, the one person takes care of their family's bullshit.
You take
and
care
the
of
other
your
person
family's
takes care of
bullshit.
Their
Exactly.
family's bullshit.
That's fine.
And never the twain shall meet, or if they do, hopefully it doesn't involve, turn into a drunken brawl.
Or
But,
at a worst case, you
know,
deal with it together, not just your problem, right? To Green Panthers' point.
Right.
Like, the
Right.
hell?
Like, I can't, yeah. Like,
Do not name your daughter
mean-
Alice. In
Yeah,
any way,
that's
shape, or form.
yeah, just exactly. Like, yeah, uh, yeah, I think that's someone that's like the caucasity. I think that fits. That it's like or the
Audacity.
yeah, mixed with Caucasian.
Yes.
But
Caucasity.
caucasity. So rather than being a Karen, it's
No,
just
I get
very,
it. I get it.
Oh, the caucasity
I get
of that
Yes. Yes.
Karen or whatever.
You're assuming race here, by the way.
I am, and you know what? I'm right.
Rachel.
That is a white lady that is doing that. Yep. 100%. Yep, making that assumption.
All right, there it is,
Call
Rachel.
me on it.
Assuming you're white.
That's my hot take.
Assuming you and your mother are white.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law.
I
Mother-in-law,
think
rather.
Rachel is whose mom wants to and the name is Alice. Rachel is
Okay.
100% Caucasian.
There you go. And there it is.
I mean, because like I don't know why she's fixated on getting another like chance at the like freshly squeezed
name,
new human
like-
being naming wheel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What does she care? I don't even know what.
Like, I mean, it's your husband's job to like cradle his mother's head as the orderlies apply the sedatives. Okay,
Right.
like this is not your fight. Like, I think you can definitely.
Maybe the mother-in-law's mother's name was Alice, and she always wanted to honor her mother with that name, and never got the chance because she only
Should have
had
adopted
boys.
a girl. I don't know. Oh well. Sometimes you don't get things.
What's called life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may want
some
something,
people want a son or a
and
daughter.
you don't
whatever,
get that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because
happens.
that's not how creating humans works.
Right.
And so.
Oh God. So yeah,
Um,
Rachel, get your husband on your side. For one thing, do not name your daughter Alice. You could be respectful to your mother-in-law and not capitulate to this ridiculous request, right?
Right. This is completely unreasonable, and your husband should be stepping in and being like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Right.
Like.
Now, if it turns out, I'll throw her out there. If it does turn out that, like, if she says, well, I want to honor my mother or some other important woman in her family or whatever like that, and I just thought it'd be nice to have that pass on or blah, 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 like tug at the heartstrings kind of thing. If you're willing to cave with the middle name thing, that would be the absolute maximum ground you should go, I think, if you want to go that
But
far.
you've already said you don't like the name. So
Oh, she did.
I don't think you owe any. I think she did. Didn't
No. Oh, I really don't like that name. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Really
So,
don't like
no,
that name. Yeah.
middle name out. No Alice.
Yeah.
Done.
she? If she doesn't like, because it's not like if she was indifferent or whatever, I could get it. But
No, you're right.
But
You're right. She didn't like the name.
It's to me, it's the idea of first of all that it's assumed
Mm-hmm.
that is what the baby is going to name going to be. Like I don't know what she's going to do if it's a boy. Like
Right. Yeah, right.
But I mean, she's naming like the sexless fetus Alice.
Right.
But
Well,
like
she said
okay,
future
is
baby
that,
daughter. I don't know if that means that she's pregnant and got the gender
Oh, actually,
test
yeah.
done. I don't know, maybe.
Well, then why would she be referring? How often do you refer to a kid that doesn't exist? Like
Future
Well, my
baby
fu-
daughter. I don't know, maybe.
future like
Yeah, maybe.
when little Alice is running around, you're like, who's that? That's gonna be your future child.
Right.
You're weird,
Well,
okay? And
Right,
out of
it's
your
like,
mind.
so you don't say. Yeah.
Again, that's a situation for the orderlies and the sedatives.
Exactly.
Like-
Exactly. All right. So Rachel, hope that helps. Send us
Yeah.
send us the final name of your child. We're very curious now, and it better not have Alice in it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, please, and yeah, I think betrayal.
Here we go. Okay, so next question 4 comes from Milo from Tustin, California. Milo says, there's this girl in my college art history class. Let's call her Lily. One day the girl sitting next to me asks, so, Milo, who are you into? And I reply, no one, because I wasn't really into anyone. Then some other girl says, ha ha ha, yeah right, everyone knows you're into Lily. Then another girl says, yeah, everyone knows that. So I'm sitting there shocked and don't know what to do. I'm not into Lily, but apparently everyone thinks I am. What do I do? Isn't this a college level question and not a
Right.
grade
I mean,
8
the
grade 8 question? That's what I would have expected from it.
I guess the first question for Milo is like, are you into Lily? Like, do
He
you
said
wanna-
he's not.
Do you want to be into Lily?
Right.
So if not, like, first of all, has anyone bothered to ask Lily
Right.
her feelings on any of this? It seems like your art history class is like living vicariously through this like Bridgerton shenanigans drama that is happening.
Yes.
Once again, I'm going to mention Bridgerton.
The Bridgerton reference came back. No,
And,
it's nice.
and,
I like
and
how you
like
worked it
this,
in. It was good.
this made up romance in their boring class or
Yes.
whatever. Like that's like what you can do. Just like get for Milo, he can just say, look at my what he could say. Like okay, let's say the girl, who's saying like everyone knows you like Alice. You could, and her name is Felicia. Let's say you could be like, you know, I've already fathered enough of your children already, Felicia. Like you don't necessarily get another turn with my semen cannon. Like,
That's an
and then
approach.
after the authorities leave, someone could talk to Lily about it. I guess. I
There you go. I'm wondering if it's like Lily's friends is like being like a scouting party. Like Lily's into Milo, and they're like, "Hey, figure it out." And they're like, "Yeah, we're on a girlfriend. Don't worry." And then they like, "So Milo, what do you think of Lily?" You know. But again, this sounds
Right.
8th grade, not
well,
college
exactly,
grade.
but it's
I don't
college.
understand
yeah,
why.
So, I mean, that's why I'm pretty much tooling on it.
I think
because
it's an
I
art
think
history
this
class,
this
so I'm
is-
assuming
this is
we're
silly.
art major or
But
a best poli sci or something,
what
or
I'm
some
saying is
kind of
this is really really low stakes. Like you don't have to do anything, Milo.
Right.
You can just be like, hey, back off, everybody. No, I don't like Lily. Or you can
Right.
be like, hey, Lily, do we like each other? Like, whatever. It's like,
right.
you walk up to her and be like, hey, Lily, so everyone thinks we're a couple. Are we a couple?
Right.
What? Then, oh,
Right.
okay, problem solved. Can
Right,
everyone get
exactly.
back to learning about
Art history. Right.
Picasso? Or
Yes.
whatnot?
Yes,
Can
that
we-
would be the
can we
mature
get back to
approach to
cubism,
take.
please?
Yeah, that would be the mature approach to take, is to sort of go up to her directly and say, do you have this false, people are saying this thing, do you have this false impression? I didn't want to lead you on. Portray it as,
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't want to do any wrong, so I just want to make sure we're cool, you know?
Right.
But I don't think of you that way, so.
Right.
Leave it at that, right?
Yeah. Super. So yeah, it's not.
I would also ask, why aren't
super
you
low
into
stakes,
Lily?
not the thing. Right. I mean, maybe Lily's fine. I mean, that's just, I just think it's
What's
all
your
silly.
problem with
It's like,
Lily?
all of this argument is over a person who has agency of her own and is not
Right.
included in any of this. And so
Yeah,
it's kind
seriously.
of like, it's like, what do I do about people talking about this other girl and
Right.
myself? It's like, well, talk to the,
Yeah, the friends are just feeling you out. They're trying to figure out if
like,
you're
why
into
are
her.
we involved?
Probably because
You know?
Lily's into you. So again, going directly to Lily's the way to do it, and just say, "Hey, I'm this is what I'm hearing. Just want to make sure I didn't give any kind of wrong impressions." And
I mean, if you think about it, I mean,
the mature
Vanguard
response.
and Green Pants have been brought into the situation before Lily. Like at this
Right.
moment, right now,
We know more than
doesn't
Lily
know
does.
about any of this.
Right.
But we got, we've got us. We got Milo. It's
Everyone
we got
watching,
all of the
we all
people,
know,
We got
yeah.
the millions of followers. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying this is. But
Yes.
this road has already gone down. So,
Yes.
all you can do now is just move on.
And don't get stressed about it, Milo. It is not a big deal, dude.
Yeah.
Do not
Absolutely
like
not.
you're kind of writing like you're all freaking out. Don't freak out. No shock. No worries. Make your intentions clear. Talk to the girl directly if you need to. Done.
Right.
All things become big things when they're really small things. This is a small thing. Don't make it a big thing.
Right.
'Cause
Well, it also
Save
depends
yourself
like
some
when you're
stress.
in what your world is, and that kind of shows it's like, okay, it's a fairly small world. That it's like, okay, good. If that is the thing that's most troubling you, great. Things are okay. I mean,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're not
You're doing
like,
all right,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not food insecure. So it's like, it's like the fact that Milo is able to take an art history class,
Mhm.
and his concern is whether or not everyone's talking about whether he likes a girl or doesn't. It's like, okay, Milo's probably
Mhm.
doing reasonably okay.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. Milo, you're gonna be alright, man. Like we said,
Yeah,
take our
you'll be
advice. Take our advice and good luck. Alright, there we go. Last question of the day. Emily. Emily from the UK. Emily. So
nice.
Emily says, I've been single for a long time, but I'm interested in finding love. I visit this gaming I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, Emily. I didn't mean to cut you off. Emily has been single for a long time, but I'm interested in finding love. I visit this gaming store and a guy works there who I really like. We get on really well and always have a joke or laugh. The problem is I'm awkward and shy AF, so that means as fuck, when I like
fuck,
someone.
yeah.
I can never even manage small
He's
talk.
shy as fuck. Yeah.
This guy is genuinely always a ray of sunshine to see, and I find him very attractive. He radiates golden retriever energy and has a very niche interest in
Awesome.
common, which is we both like retro horror games. How do I get the courage
Okay.
to ask him out? Asks Emily. I have a strong opinion on this, but like,
Okay.
yeah,
Hey,
Emily.
Emily, it sounds like you found a really nice bloke whom you might
Bloke?
be down, like
Talking the lingo.
yeah, who for whom you would be down for a shag, let's say.
Perhaps.
The
Or
great
snog.
news is you've met him in a gaming store where 100% of the clientele is guaranteed to be socially awkward. Okay, so you've picked the perfect venue, and you already have a niche interest like the retro horror games.
Right.
So like that is your in. Like
And I want to get to the obvious advantage here. You are a female that walked into a gaming store. So, this dude is going to be like, awesome. It's a girl that likes gaming. So he's probably already interested in you in some capacity.
is that I don't. I mean, can we make that assumption?
I would.
I mean, now who's making assumptions about?
I'm
this? I don't
making
know.
huge
I mean,
assumptions, but I think it's a fair
Yeah.
one to make. Girls that are into gaming. That's a rare breed. You gotta grab them if you have the opportunity.
Well, these guys are in the UK, so
Oh, different cultural norms.
no, just that
Customs,
they
are the
aren't living in
customs-
constant fear of their country becoming a fascist state. So
That's fair.
they're able to put a little bit more time.
Well,
you
they
know,
kind of
to-
are, right? They got the
Yeah,
this crazy shit
yeah,
going
but just
on.
not as quickly.
Not as
you know?
quickly,
It's just like
right?
it's more in the back burner. There.
Yeah. So Emily, just I don't know, what's the good icebreaker? Like if you're into the retro horror
Are you down
games,
for Silent Hill?
do it.
Um,
Just say, hey,
maybe, yeah.
game night, my place.
Let's say
You in?
I got my PS1.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Silent Hill.
Yeah,
And
that's
we're
exactly
gonna
it.
play it, and we're gonna spend a few hours with Parasite
Mhm.
Eve, or Alone in the Dark. Wait, yeah, because I think they had Alone in the Dark.
All the Alone in
was
the
pretty
Darks.
long.
Yeah, no,
it was- been
that's
around
old school, but
forever.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
fully
I mean,
retro.
started- Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, there's definitely retro versions.
Yep. Yeah, and
there's
say just,
modern
hey, you
versions of
down?
that, too.
I'm having a game night. You in?
Yeah, the horror genre is huge.
Go from there.
And there's lots. Yeah, there's. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of like famous ones.
Right. And you got just think about mindset, Emily, right? Like whenever you're asking someone out when it's unclear what their intentions are towards you, you start off as you have a common interest, so this person be interested in that interest, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have been talking to you about it. So when you bring it up, like, hey, if you're up for playing, I don't have anything going on this whatever night, and
Right.
want to come over, we'll hang out, we'll play. That's great. And he's like, yeah, cool, and then you kind of got to gauge it. Is it like, is this just a friend thing? Is he interested in me? Does he make a move? Does he not make a move? After the second or third time you do this, if he's still not making a move, maybe you make a move. See what happens. You know what I mean? This is not a horrible
Yeah,
thing.
sure. I
that's
think Emily's definitely come to the right place in this situation.
Mhm.
How
Mhm.
two dudes about on the internet about
How to pick up a guy,
how to pick up a guy who's into retro gaming.
right?
Like,
And
yeah,
the fact that he works.
easily is the answer. Really,
I think right, exactly. It should be pretty. I know.
Probably-
We don't.
It's
I
like,
don't.
hopefully, I mean,
Right.
I don't mean to be like that. You're because I don't mean to say like oh, they'll take anybody. It's not. It's not that. It's just that
Mhm.
the the person is probably receptive because they don't necessarily get the opportunity to socially interact
Yes.
with women at all.
Yes.
So just the opportunity to socialize and stuff is probably appreciated, whether without they like you or in that or not in a
There you
romantic
go.
way.
Agreed.
you know.
100%.
Just like having a female perspective probably in the shop itself is like, hey, this is cool.
Dude,
like
whenever
changes the whole dynamic.
whenever I'm in the game store, and I used to go to many game stores all the time, whenever a female would walk in, it was like a ray of sunshine. And everybody would pay attention. It'd be
Was it like a record scratch?
kind of. And you hear the pin drop, and I'm like,
And then she's like, what? And you're like, nothing.
Nothing, and we go
It's
about our
nothing.
business, right?
Nothing. We're not socially awkward or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
Right.
We already did it.
Right, but odds are, if he's a worker in a game store, he probably has his own degree. To Green Pants' earlier point, he probably has his own degree of social awkwardness there. So maybe he's afraid of asking you out because maybe he thinks you're not interested, right? So the fact that he's engaging you when he's supposed to be working in social conversation tells you something. That's a hint,
Right.
right? So
I mean, well, he is also the owner of the game store or the person.
he's
that,
the
you know,
owner. No, he works there. He works there.
Not
he works there.
necessarily, but
Yeah.
either way, at a lot of the gaming stores, you can
Mhm.
the person at the whoever's like the clerk there will normally talk with you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Maybe that's just me.
Absolutely. So go for it,
Yeah.
Emily. We are behind you 100%. Silent Hill. Good luck. All right. Let's see. I hope that takes
Right.
care of Emily. I think that's good, right? Oh,
I think
dude,
we
it's
have-
it's
speed round.
speed round. Yeah, speed round. Okay, let's
Okay, and you are definitely up this week.
I don't know if
Okay.
I'm prepared. All right.
Well, I
all right.
do whatever breathing exercises that you need to do. But we've got to get 60 seconds on the clock.
Clock is up. We have
which-
60.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so we're good there. So yeah, so
let me know when I can start. And
right. So Green Pants is going to read 5 rapid fire questions at me. It's my turn this week. So I'm going to answer them within the 1 minute, the 5 questions. We'll do a bit of unpack at the end. And the time will start after he finishes reading the first question. Are you prepared, Green Pants? I believe I'm ready.
yes.
All right, hit me.
Okay. What is the craziest fashion trend that you have successfully rocked?
I go mullet.
What's the longest you've ever gone without sleep?
Ooh, 76 hours, actually. Know that one.
What's the strangest thing in your refrigerator?
My opinion, avocado.
Uh,
Avocado in my refrigerator right now.
Name the best cake.
Ooh, Mile High. Called Mile High chocolate double fudge or something like that cake. It's at a local bakery. It's quite good. Quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what rule did you have to obey as a kid that now that you're an adult, you know they was objectively fucking stupid?
Oh, I don't have many rules as a kid. We can get into that a little bit, but the one that always stood out to me is my parents would always make me call like adults aunt and uncle, like their friends and stuff. Even if they weren't
What?
that, yeah. I made it 1 second left.
What?
Yeah.
That's yeah. Oh yeah. We I think yeah. We've already moved into the unpacking.
We have. Yeah. That's all right. We had the time and we got it done in time, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
My mom was very big on that. She was like, "No, you call her Aunt Barbara." You know, I'm like, okay, but I would because that's
So
what I
like
was
if you
told
were
to do.
really good friends with the next door neighbor,
Right. It's aunt or uncle.
you would have to call her aunt.
Yeah. She thought it was like an
even though
honorific.
she's not-
Right. She felt
but
it was like an
she's just
honorific.
entitled to the honorific. Okay.
Yeah. I know. Hey, you're right.
I've never heard of that before. I don't. That to me is.
I didn't either. Like, I would,
but
because
yeah,
I was
yeah,
surprised no
I
one
just-
else
that
ever had
was
to
the
do that.
question. Because that's not. I mean, maybe that was it, but yeah.
Right. And that was weird because I basically had 0 other rules. I didn't have a bedtime rule. I didn't have a when I had to be home rule.
Wow.
I had no meal rules, dinner, nothing. Like I did whatever. And it was fine.
My
What was
life
yours?
was somewhat more
structured, yeah.
Like the stupidest like objectively dumb rule was you can't wear a hat in the house. Well, look at me now,
Okay.
motherfuckers. Because
That's why you do it
uh,
now. Interesting.
yeah, I was you couldn't wear a hat in the house, and it was like I tried to be like, why? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's rude. Oh, it's rude. Why?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I need something.
Well, it's
like,
a leftover
know.
from it's back in the day.
Right,
Everybody
it's
wore
leftover.
you wore a hat when you went out. Like you had your
Right.
tie, your coat, and you put your hat
did
on.
when you were in. Yeah,
And when you walked in, you
like,
hung
that
the
was
hat on the
before.
hook, and that's what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just what you
But,
did.
like,
So the hat was for outside.
Like, are there that many people alive who are still remember doing
I
that?
know.
Like,
Probably
is
not.
that like what, you know?
Right.
Like, yeah. To me, that's just like sort of objectively
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean, no, but, oh yeah, I had very.
I think you know that's funny. You're saying that
I
now.
could, I would watch. I would always see like could you have a well? It sounds like if you didn't have any rules at all,
Not really.
you could have had a messy room.
Yes. but I didn't because I
Yeah.
always wanted my room clean. You know what I mean? Like I
Okay.
wanted the clean room. And I'm thinking, you made me think now. It's like I remember I think my sister got constantly corrected for the hat. No hats inside. I
Hmm.
didn't choose to wear a hat, so I never got. You know what I mean? That wasn't a rule for me.
Right.
But I believe there was also a no hat rule in our household as well. So no hats,
Yeah.
and everyone's an aunt or an uncle. I guess are the
Right.
two things.
Well, I mean, we had everything with the table manners and all of
Oh yeah, I didn't
where
have
the
any of
forks
that.
went and where the knife. I mean, literally,
I ate like a
what's a
fucking
dessert fork?
barbarian because I literally didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend have to teach me how to do tail manners, and then I read a book on it, and then learned all the details
Oh, no,
because
my
I was
uh,
embarrassed being
grandma
mocked
Green
about it.
Pants was a believer in etiquette and
Yeah.
all that. You know, I think she always wanted to believe that like the Queen of England was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
one day
could come
like,
by,
open her
yeah.
door and she would be able to,
I,
impress her with her fine
Yeah.
frickin'
after I read the book about it,
Halvor china.
I do enjoy it. Like I like doing the right knife, the right fork, keeping things in the right spot. You know what I mean? I think it's like
Sure.
a fun. You know, you're supposed to cut your meat the European way versus the American way. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing.
I mean that's fine to know that, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's to make it a rule.
Right.
Like
Computer.
I think like for when my father was a child, my father was left-handed. His arm was tied behind his back
Oh, so he could learn
because
to
he
eat
kept writing with his left hand.
right
So he had to write with his he learned to
non-dominant
write
hands.
right-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he always got bad grades in penmanship
Oh my
because he
God.
was using the hand that was. It was like like it's insane. It's so ridiculous because it's like, well, the left hand was the devil's hand because that's the hand you wipe your ass with. It's like, I mean, that's the reason.
I didn't
I mean,
know
that is yes, that is why.
I
Because
don't.
the left-handed, because even in Islam, like the left hand is considered that's the hand you wipe with.
I never knew that. I never
Yeah.
used my left hand for that purpose. Ever.
Well, I mean, either way, it's the
The devil's
Uh,
hand.
yeah, but yeah, there's been taboo around being, which is why
See.
like in the Catholic Church and stuff, you were not allowed to
Be left-handed.
some like they just made the rule of like no, you had to which is objectively just absolutely ridiculous. Like it serves no purpose whatsoever. You know,
There you
it's
go.
almost like organized religion has no purpose and is objectively not is a
Not a
net
thing.
negative.
Oh, Super J says her
Right.
thing was she couldn't touch her food with her fingers. How do you eat French fries, Super J? French fries an acceptable food to eat
Oh,
with your fingers. Or cheeseburger. Or sandwich. Any sandwich. Hot dog. Cheeseburger.
yeah,
Sandwich. How would you eat those items?
or maybe you had to cut it up. I mean, because some people do that.
Cut up your sandwich
cut
and
their-
then
yeah.
stab it with a fork and then eat the sandwich pieces?
Yeah, Mrs. Green Pants eats pizza with a knife and fork.
That's more
yeah.
common. That's more common than cutting up a sandwich. I don't see
Yeah.
many people cutting up sandwiches.
Oh no, Mrs. Green Pants will cut it in half or like cut it into quarters or something first or whatever.
Huh.
But ultimately, you do have to use your hand. You're not picking it up. You're not picking
see.
up the bite with a fork.
But Super J isn't but a sandwich is not. She's saying finger food is allowed, but a sandwich is not finger food. A sandwich is like sandwich. You know, God.
Right. But that's still I think
No pushing food onto the fork with the fingers. Must use a knife. Yeah, I do that too. Like rice. If you're eating rice with a
Yeah.
knife, right? You sort of tuck it on with a knife. Reasonable.
yeah, we had all
Reasonable.
the stuff with the napkin in lap, no
Oh, yeah.
elbows on the table, posture, all that stuff.
Right.
Um,
Well, a lot of people had to learn
Uh,
reverse. Well, it depends how you grew up. If you're doing the etiquette stuff, right? Technically, you're supposed to have eat left, drink right, right? So your drink, your glass of whatever beverage is supposed to be on your right side. Your fork
Mhm.
is on your left, and you're supposed to stab, tines down, fork, and cut, and eat with your left. A lot of people have problems with that if they're right hand dominant, so they have to get used
Right.
to swapping essentially because you're cutting with the thing.
whereas I do not have that problem because I am left hand dominant, obviously,
There you go.
devil's hand.
There you go. Devil's hand,
Uh,
which means you can
although-
cut your meat
so-
with your non-dominant hand, which is good.
but for me, I'm actually ambidextrous for a lot of things.
There you go.
So there's like the eating is fine. Like I can eat with either hand really. I can even write passively well with my right hand.
I can't write well with either hand. My handwriting's horrible.
I think that's probably because my left hand is so terrible. Okay.
Yes. All right, here we
Craziest
go.
fashion trend that you've successfully rocked. You went with
I don't
mullet.
know.
Are you good? I might.
I only say it was successful.
The word success is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
I only
for
say it
that
was
mullet.
successful because back in the 80s, it was called a tail, not necessarily a mullet.
That's a
And
rat tail.
Right. And B, my girlfriend at the time encouraged me to get that. She thought I would look better that way. So that's why I call it
Okay.
success.
Okay.
So
There's a lot of
I-
free space can be given when it is you are young
a significant
and
other
a
is
female,
encouraging you. Yes.
a significant other, exactly. A significant other
Yes.
is encouraging you to do something. Sometimes you
Yes.
might go,
Now, I review the photos from that period of my life, and as you have seen some of them as well, and it was not good. It was not a good look. Not a good look. Not successful.
I think it was fine,
Not.
at the time. For me, it was the obviously it was the
Because it like
90s
curled at the
flannel
bottom.
and
It
green
did this.
pants.
It did this, and it went up like this. Did it
Right.
start to curl up? You know what I mean? It looked
Yeah, it
ridiculous.
had a party in the back.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Biff Pib.
What was yours? The what? The flannel?
I think that no, I successfully rocked the '90s flannel and green pants phase.
Yes, you wore it
I
every
mean,
day.
I got a
Every
moniker.
day you had another flannel. Yes.
I got a moniker out of it. Like
Yeah, you're right.
so.
Yeah.
That
He
was
was the big
definitely-
flannel guy.
and I just kept going with that
Yeah.
long after.
He was stylish
it came and
t-shirt, open flannel, and the green pants was his.
Yeah.
And the loafer, not like sneaker. You know, you rarely wore sneakers. It was kind of like a
went. No, yeah, they were
loafer shoe kind of thing, like a
Yeah.
slightly stylish
something like that.
kind of shoe with the top with the lace. Yeah, but that was
I had Doc Martens for a long time.
that was the state you found green pants in. If you were to encounter him on campus, that is what he would be wearing.
At any time.
And ball cap, fish ball cap.
And, yeah, the fishbowl cap, or at Dalhousie University,
Dalhousie
which is in Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Ball cap, yes.
The longest I've ever gone without sleep, I've actually never, like 16 hours.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
no,
Okay.
no. I guess like, because my body will just shut down. Like
I
it
see.
won't.
I mean, I
Like,
can't do it
Like, I
anymore.
probably would fall asleep.
When I was younger, I did, right? It was to college, right? I
Yeah,
had to.
no,
I was trying
I mean,
to. I was trying to
yeah,
pass my
yeah,
senior
no.
project or something. You know what I mean? So I was up for 3 days
Yeah,
straight.
no, I
Some
can do
epic
it. I can definitely do
procrastinator.
it. I absolutely must have done it in college, but I can't. That's so long. I can't even. I'm trying to contemplate like.
Yeah, it was
if
crazy.
um,
Yeah, I was
but,
starting to hallucinate, and then I slept after that for 16 hours. Oh, like
so why
straight
70?
76. Yeah, because I had senior project was
three,
due.
3 days.
3 days,
of
yeah.
project work.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, nonstop. Because I procrastinated the
was
whole
it one
thing
of those
to the
things where
very
you're
end.
like, oh, I've got 3 days, and
Totally.
you're like, oh my god, I only have 3
I only
days.
have 3 days exactly. It's like fuck.
So it took
and then
all of the hours in the
Yes.
3 days.
Yes.
Including all the ones where you should have been sleeping.
I got it done, and degrees on the wall right over there.
Wow. Oh, so, okay. Wow.
Yeah. One of those things. And I slept for 16 hours straight after that. Oh, Super J, she did 24 hours up last weekend. Super J, living the life. Good for you.
Yeah.
Revisiting the party years.
I require, very detailed health regimen that requires that.
I am
I get
I am a
my
fucking mess if
rest.
I get less than 6.5, I'm a disaster. Like I need a nap. 7, I'm
Yeah.
just like mildly cranky. 7.5 is good. 8 is perfect. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I can do 5.5, but I need 5.5.
Yeah, that's
But
rough.
that,
I can't
I'm
do it.
fine.
I'm
5.5,
not
I'm fine, but it has to be consecutively. The
I'm a mess with 5.5.
the strangest thing that I have in my refrigerator,
Yeah, what do you have? Well, you have kids, so
Is-
you're gonna have stranger stuff than me.
right? So probably Salmonella, Listeria, Norovirus, and E. coli. Any of those? No, we get human kidney. Just
There
in
you go.
case.
Just spare, just in case. right? Mine was the
uh,
avocado because someone in my household, I won't name any names, is into avocado toast, which is like disgusting to me. So there's this like just avocado
I like
sitting
avocado,
there,
so
half
that-
cut. Oh, it's just totally.
Oh,
disgusting.
well, that's the thing.
Sitting
Like
in
with
the fridge.
avocados, they go bad instantly. So it's like
Yeah.
you do the avocado, you make your guacamole, then you just have it right then. Like you can't.
know.
It's just avocados are the kind of thing that's like once you cut the thing open,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
there's
doesn't.
one currently cut open
doesn't
in our
stay.
fridge right now.
Yeah,
at this
that's
very moment.
bad. No,
Okay, got it.
that is ruined. You should throw that away.
It's not my problem.
Yep, that's,
I will
that needs
never
to
eat
be
it.
Launched out of a cannon.
Launched out of a
Out.
cannon. Guacamole is the most
Just go
disgusting.
into
You
compost.
eat guacamole, don't you? It's the most disgusting substance on earth. It's like
Oh, I
a
love guacamole.
devil from the nether regions vomited into a bowl, and then people dip their chips into it for some reason.
So good.
Like it's
Oh
so
my God. Love that in my mouth.
atrociously
Oh
gross.
my god, on a chip put that shit on a chip. Oh my god.
The
Shove
chip.
that in my mouth.
You're ruining
Yes,
the chip.
absolutely.
You contaminated a
good.
perfectly good chip. I might, like, if someone's like, I'm going to kill your loved one unless you eat the guacamole, I might have to let that happen.
Wow.
It's like, it's so disgusting
Whereas-
to me. All right, fine. I'd eat the guacamole.
Okay.
I would probably
just-
vomit right after.
I just wanted to know if we, need to warn your loved ones.
No, it should be.
Because you basically just told
Light
everybody
hyperbole.
that they can, that they can get a hold over you with just some guacamole.
With guacamole.
I'm saying that's a just for personal safety concern. I think.
Oh
That's
my
just,
god, I hate it. I hate it.
broccoli.
Anyway, what else do we have? What else do we have? Oh,
Which is
broccoli. I
worse,
hate
broccoli.
broccoli.
Or guacamole.
Good question. Guacamole because the consistency. I guess I would go with. Yeah.
Okay.
But broccoli's really
Just
close.
because-
It's really up there. Like I could barely look at broccoli. Like if Mrs. Vanguard gets broccoli for dinner, I look over at it and I'm like, I can't. Like,
Really?
yeah. And if I wanted to have perhaps intimate relations with her that evening, I would just think about her eating that broccoli, and I'd be like, I think I'm good for tonight.
What did broccoli do to you?
I don't even know.
Show me on the wait. do
Show
you have
me
a
on the
Show me on
doll.
the doll where broccoli hurt you.
I just can't.
Like, Where did broccoli hurt you?
It's so
Vanguard?
nasty. I don't
Where
know.
did what
Of broccoli.
what
Cause
traumatic
me
event happened
pain.
that involved
Ate
broccoli for some reason?
The broccoli. I think it had to do with, it was one of those foods I was forced to eat as a kid. I was young and I was too skinny. Italian. My whole father's side's Italian, so
Right.
you're too skinny. You got to eat the mangia. What's wrong with you? Why you not
Right.
to eat the dinner? The whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't allowed to leave the table. It was whole that thing. I was kind of like forced.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess I was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff too.
It's stupid kid shit. But but like I was blackmailed, I was threatened. It was like really bad situation. It was like, and it kind of like psychologically fucked me up with regard to food. Now I'm like, now you know my views on food. It's like I'm not into food at all. It's like I eat it because I have to, not because I want to.
Mm.
But
If you could have like a food pill that just sort of like satiated
Done.
you and took care of all your
done.
needs,
3,000
yeah.
like 2,000 calorie pill with all my nutrients. I would eat it every day
Yep.
and just be done. And I'd be like, this is fantastic. Yeah. Without a moment's
There's something to
hesitation.
be said for that. I think I might as well.
Oh, you would.
Like I think so.
But there are
'cause,
foods you
'cause
like. I know that.
There are, but I don't get in Mrs. Green because this is something I've learned. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like because I have come to appreciate how much certain other human beings really enjoy food and like the gastronomic experience
Sure.
of cooking and the
One
chemistry
of their
of it
vices.
and all
They're
that
whole
stuff.
foodies. They're
Like,
very into it.
And so I've seen and know people, who were it's like, and such as, Mrs. Greenpants is, very much, just the idea of the meal, the social aspect of it, all the whole
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
like, and also the different kinds of food and all that stuff. Whereas for me, it's just input.
Right.
I just,
Like,
it's, I think because I don't differentiate taste that much, and especially I can't, like after COVID I can't smell anymore, so
oh, right. I remember talking about.
I have a very very reduced sense of smell.
Mine got
But I've
amplified. I
always
think.
been so for me that's why I can kind of eat,
So there aren't as many foods that
I-
offend you as there maybe would have before, kind of thing.
right.
Right.
I mean, if the amount of just pure unadulterated alcohol that's been in this mouth has sort of made it so that the taste buds don't get too crazy about subtle differences in seasoning and that sort
Right.
of stuff. It's like, well, do you taste? Is that lemongrass? I have no fucking idea. I don't know.
And
I
don't
even know
care.
if I have no idea. It's orange chicken. Does it orange? Okay.
I
sure.
remember. I
don't know what
remember.
that
Like some of those foodie things come up. We went to Italy last year, year before. I don't remember when it was. And one of the things is you do a tour of wine country, and wine country also includes olive country in Italy because they grow the wine and the olives. And they have a whole process with it. And then there's a whole thing that the tour guy was taking us. Okay, here's wine. Here's the olive oil you would get from home. Here's the olive oil from here. And they mix it up and says, tell me which one's which, right? Both of them were absolutely disgusting. I'm like, I don't understand. But yet, olive oil is such a huge thing.
yeah.
It drives a huge part of all European economy. You know what I mean? It's like a huge.
Yeah, I mean,
people have to
it's
have
a
it.
huge section of the supermarket.
Yes.
And of
Yes.
and I mean, it's not obviously as
Right.
a big a deal,
And-
but
and I take it,
is
I'm like,
in
this-
everything.
Right,
It's
and
like,
I'm like, this is
it's
nasty.
just
Why
like-
would anyone ever want to eat this?
like using it to cook and stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah, a little bit to cook.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I use it like I have an olive oil spray, which is clearly not, authentic from Italy, but I use it to, for your little pans and stuff, and when you use a non-cook, non-stick surface.
I guess, but thinking of the strangest thing in my fridge, depending on what you think of as strange, is
Yeah.
it's an insane amount of Lunchables are in
Oh,
my
yeah,
fridge.
yeah.
Like, because
It's-
I have a child who
Right.
will only eat a very specific Lunchable.
Right.
If
They don't discontinue it.
It's like they will, because anything that I or my children like will be discontinued.
Right, it'll go
It
away.
happens every time.
Oh my God.
If we have a brand that we're like, yes, we found it, it's gone. They went out of business. Oh, they already did. Before I finished saying it.
And
Oh
we're
my God,
screwed.
they were bought, and now, sorry, they're now owned by Elon Musk. Sorry,
They're eradicated.
Um,
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But so yes, where my family is very, very particular about taste and stuff.
Got it.
Whereas I'm sort of like the garbage disposal at the end, because like I just eat all the
Eat
rest
it.
of the food.
Right.
Because we don't like waste,
Right.
so I just eat
What's
everything
left.
that's left.
Right.
Or we put it away, or depending on how much it is, obviously. But
Right.
like especially when the kids were little and stuff, it was
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'd be the one that would finish it.
Yep, I get it. All right, and then
But-
speaking of food, how about your cake? What's your cake of choice?
So
I don't eat cake often, by the way.
I think the
but
best cake is a birthday cake. If you're looking at that question.
we're not going
or-
flavor of cake.
or
We're
the best,
going occasion of cake.
If I had to go with type of cake, I would
Yes.
say cheesecake.
Oh.
Actually.
Okay,
Um,
popular choice.
or you could go with one of the worst bands, Cake. Cake the band.
I do not
I
dig
have-
Cake, the band's music. I'm not
I've
into
seen
it.
them open terribly for other bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. With cake, also not a huge strong. I mean, cheesecake I like because it's just different than other cake, but that's also something where I don't like carrot cake.
Right,
but
I don't either.
I could eat any type of like any cake at an office. It's like, yeah, I'll just eat the cake.
I'm not a
Whatever
big
it is, it's
pie
fine.
guy. I'm not
It's all
that into
generic
pie
cake.
either. I'm a big pie
No.
guy.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. Maybe apple pie, I guess, but
Right.
like,
Right.
but
I had
yes,
to apple.
I'd probably eat it. I've been exposed to only
Limited pies.
because I've eaten boysenberry pie and
Rhubarb. Have you done rhubarb pie?
rhubarb pie. I've had rhubarb pie. Mhm.
Particular taste for rhubarb pie. You have to have.
Yeah, it has a strong taste to it. So if you dig it, well,
Right. Lemon
you're
meringue
into it, but,
pie. Disgusting, right?
yeah, that's I don't know if they like broccoli, but yeah, lemon meringue. Oh yeah,
No, I get it.
my
I get it.
Grandma Greenhand's favorite.
There you go. Oh, Super J is very into the muffins. I could do the occasional muffin. I could be into muffins. I do a donut over a
Yeah.
muffin though if I'm looking for a handheld.
I would absolutely, yeah,
treat.
I would do a donut. Yeah. Because
I'm trying to
a
get calories.
true donut has zero nutritional value. Like
Right.
a glazed donut is
Oh, yeah.
just
It's horrible.
sponge sugar
Horrible.
and fat. Like
Donuts for me are like seriously, like if I know like if Mrs. Vanguard and I are going out for the day and it's like, okay, we're probably not going to get lunch because we're going here, and we're going to go out like dancing, do this thing, and if I'm like, okay, I'm going to burn a lot of calories, I'm going to shove 2 donuts in there just so I can, you know what I mean, not be in
Yeah.
a sugar crash kind of thing. Like I have a
yeah,
Food
I would
coma.
absolutely do that. When I had to do something for the whole day, I would get
Super J likes
a
donuts.
huge amount of munchmunchkins.
Yeah,
And I would
yeah,
just
and
eat
just
those throughout the
right,
day.
exactly.
Yeah, just and like because
Calorie, calories.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because once again, I don't care. I just need the calories. If I could
Exactly.
take a pill, that would just give me all the calories.
I
I
would
could
do
just
that.
dispense with all of the eating.
right. That's right. That's good.
And I wouldn't
Oh.
you wouldn't have indigestion, hopefully, like as much or whatever,
Right.
because but I guess your body does. It's meant to. It has to digest stuff. So we're meant to.
Yes, we must. It's
those
true.
things where
It's true
we're
because you
forced
really
to-
got to because your gut biome is a key factor in your health,
Right.
right? So if you're not giving it
Stupid
stuff,
gut biome.
Yeah.
I've said it once,
Part
I've
of
said it
us.
1,000 times.
part of
Gut
us.
biome. It's just-
Yeah. Cool. Hey, dude, I think we covered it, right? We've
Yeah,
what are we helping
we
with?
got it.
We're helping single people. We're helping. Freaking Milo doesn't know how to tell a girl he doesn't like him. I don't know, Milo. Figure that out, dude.
Right,
Just talk
right.
to her. It's like I don't even
Yeah.
know like what to
Or
say
don't.
here. Don't name your
Um,
daughter what your mother-in-law says. Don't do anything your mother-in-law
Right.
says. Pretty
Under any
much.
circumstances,
It's
just don't do that.
it's like,
Right.
Don't.
Exactly.
Just don't.
Don't go out with a walking red flag who
Yes.
gives 1-star reviews.
Yes. This is advice to anyone. If
that is no bueno.
if you have suspicions like within the first few weeks of a relationship, that's your red flag, because again, that
In
dude
that relationship.
is on his best behavior at that point in time, and it's only going to get worse. No question. So get the F out of Dodge.
No lies
For sure.
detected.
For sure. And then football. Yeah. Don't force kids to play sports, but they should play something. Some team activity.
Right. Well, first, don't force kids to play tackle football.
Yes. I'll agree with that. I'm with you.
Secondly, kids playing sports is a good thing.
Yes.
which
Yes.
I also think is good. It's
Yes.
just- in particular, tackle football, to me, it jumped out at me because it's like, it's
Tough
your
one.
9-year-old, and I'm trying to, it's like,
Tough one.
I'm constantly trying to not, like, have him not break limbs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I wouldn't
It's
want my
like,
9-year-old
why-
playing tackle football.
I mean, it's just like.
But you know what? Like,
you know.
fortunately, like flag football's actually made like a big thing now. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, sure.
Which is great. You run around, you like to flag off the guy's shirt.
Right.
Great. You know, you're running. You understand the strategy of football. You know what I mean? It's like you're throwing the ball. It's
I mean,
like,
I know people love
great.
it, like Friday Night Lights and all that stuff.
Mm.
I can't conceive of how that would be to be a person that was like, yeah, that's something I want to watch. Like being in
know.
a stadium and just seeing dudes run around in a
Right.
ball. I
Just
I
like
don't.
kids,
I'm like,
it's like-
I can't.
Side
I
note,
can't-
you know
I
what?
can't conceive of being interested.
Right.
I
Side
think.
note, you know what shocked me so much is like mostly in the more southern states in the Midwest, like high school football is like huge.
Oh, it's their well. That's
it's
like
their
that
lifestyle. It's
that
like
was
it
that show, I think,
boggled
on,
my mind.
Friday Night Lights was about.
Oh,
that. I
was it
think
about high school
was.
football? I didn't know it
think-
was about
I
high
think-
school football.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm
But it's
not
like people
sure,
going
but it
nuts
was-
about, and these are kids
Yeah. Because and that was
smashing
this
into
whole
each
thing.
other. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, a lot of it has to do with economics, and unfortunately, it's like I make fun of it, but like unfortunately, in a lot of communities,
Yeah.
football is some people's way up the.
I see.
Way up the economic ladder,
I
because
see.
if you're impoverished or whatever, but you're like you're a good football player and you can get a scholarship to go to college, and then you start playing in college and make a name for yourself, and like you're on freaking ESPN and college football
Yeah.
is like
College football's
so
a big thing, yeah.
that is a ticket, that
Got it.
is so when there's that possibility, it's sort of like, listen, I can't not take that shot, so I get that, but
Right.
so for me
That's a
it's
good
more
point.
of like, but if you're a person that's just like regular, or not a regular, but like if you're a privileged asshole like me, don't make your kids play tackle football, okay?
There you go.
So that's what I'm saying.
Flag football is a fine alternative if you
Yes,
if
flag
you
football's
must.
fine.
Yes,
Whatever.
if you must.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
All right,
Yeah,
great.
you don't need heavy padding.
There it is. So we covered it, everybody. So yeah, we're gonna head off, and we'll see you next week. Submit those questions. They're below Green Pants down
Something's right below me.
there. I'm gonna turn my hand around like this. It's down below
Yeah, this is
below
right
him.
here.
It's
This
right.
room.
Yeah, he's
Bring
got
yourself
it. All
over
right, bring
here,
my
and then-
bring
yeah.
myself over. No, I disappear when I try to go over there. I can't make it work. I'm trying to
come-
get to you.
come-
I'm trying to get in your
Okay.
room. I can't do it.
It's time to go.
Yeah, it is time to go. So submit questions so we can answer your questions next week, when we will see you at 9:30 p.m. Tuesday, Eastern U.S. time is when we'll be here.
Yep.
So come by, and until then, have fun, and remember, we are just here to help. So thanks everybody
night.
for coming. Have a good night.